Hello, and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn a very common expression and the vocabulary that goes along with it. So let's get started. Today we're learning this expression, when push comes to shove. You can also say if push comes to shove. Let's talk about the vocabulary to understand this expression. So, push. Push is push. And shove. Shove is when you push hard. So it's when a normal push comes to a hard push. It means when a situation is crucial. When you're in a crucial situation, a tough situation, a situation that becomes so bad that action is needed. That's what it means when you say when push comes to shove. A crucial situation where action is needed. Let's hear some examples.
She and Bruce really close.
Well, they're siblings, but if push comes to shove, I imagine Bruce will do what he has to do.
But if push comes to shove, I won't perjure myself.
But when push comes to shove, you gotta go with the flow.
When push comes to shove, you crack under pressure.
I know Commander Adama, and I'm counting on the fact that when push comes to shove, he is the kind of man who will not want bloodshed.
You said when push comes to shove, he'd surrender.
Whatever happens along the way, when push comes to shove, you will never let him down.
Example. He's little and he's young, but when push comes to shove, he can really fight. In a crucial situation, he can fight. When he has to, when action is needed, when push comes to shove, he can really fight. Let's practice. So he's a little guy and he's young, but when push comes to shove, can he really fight? That's right. When push comes to shove, he can really fight. Or if it's a condition, I can say if. He's not planning on fighting anyone, but if push comes to shove, he can do it. He can fight. Let's practice. If push comes to shove, can he fight? That's right. If push comes to shove, he can fight. Now let's talk more about the vocabulary. You have these verbs, push, shove, and tug. They're used in different ways and with different prepositions. So keep watching to learn how to use them correctly. Today we're looking at these two words, tug and shove. What's the difference? Well, they're opposites. Tug means to pull and shove means to push. And we use them in a lot of different interesting ways. So let's take a closer look. Let's talk about the verb tug. You can tug something or you can tug on something. It's more common to use it with on. You tug on something. It means you pull it. Let's hear some examples.
I walk up to danger and tug it on the ears and sneer at it and make funny faces at it. I just
Tug it. Make sure it's in there good.
Yeah, he said he would tug on the rope.
I would tug on those babies.
All I needed to do was tug on the thread.
Now, retired or not, that has really got to tug on the old short and curlies.
Example. The little girl tugged on her mother's dress. Tug in the past, tugged. Put the sounds together. And use on, tugged on. The little girl tugged on her mother's dress because she wanted her mother to look at something. That's why she tugged on her dress. Let's practice. Did she tug on her mother's dress? That's right, she tugged on her mother's dress. And why did she do it? Why did she tug on her dress? That's right, she tugged on her mother's dress because she wanted her to look at something. That's why she tugged on her dress. We can also use tug as a noun. You can give a tug on something. It means you pull it. It's countable, so we use a tug on something. Let's hear some examples.
Give a good tug on the cinch like that, and the rabbit back through the hole. Got it?
Let us review the signals. One tug on the rope means pull up slowly.
Remember, one tug on the rope, everything's fine. Two, they're secured.
And I can still see this image of their arms about to move forward and a tug on my eyelid, and the hook had come right through my eyelid and was pulling my eyelid out.
Example, he gave a tug on the rope. Give in the past, gave. He gave a tug on the rope. Let's practice. Did he give a tug on the rope? That's right, he gave a tug on the rope. And we have this game. This game is called Tug of War. And there's no article. You don't say a tug or the tug. The name of the game is tug of war. They're playing tug of war. And sometimes people don't pronounce the v in of, and you'll hear tug of war, tug of war. Both pronunciations are used. Tug of war or tug of war. They're playing tug of war. Let's practice. What are they playing? Are they playing tug of war? That's right, they're playing tug of war. Because they're pulling the rope. That's why we call it that. Now let's talk about this word, shove. It means to push something hard. Shove. Pronunciation, use the short sound like cup and up. Shove. Example, the boy shoved the other boy. Shove in the present, in the past, shoved. Use the d sound and link the sounds. Shoved. He shoved the other boy. It's not nice to shove people. It's mean. It's rude. Let's practice. Did he shove the other boy? That's right. He shoved the other boy. Is it nice to shove people? That's right. It's not nice to shove people. Let's hear some examples.
Put it in a canister and shove it up the tube with the same number.
Help me shove these back. Without using your fingers, just how many did we shove in the hole?
So you want me to whore myself out for like a few extra bucks to like shove in my bra?
You ever seen a girl with a drumstick shoved up her nose?
Tea Party members continued to taunt the Parkinson sufferer after he was shoved to the ground.
Too bad. You're like an AM radio that someone shoved in my head and I can't turn off.
Maybe some nice neighbor shoved him down the garbage chute.
And there are some expressions. For example, shove it in your face or shove it down your throat. Let's look at each one. If you hear the expression shove it in your face, it means they want you to look at it. They're showing it to you, but not in a nice way. If they shove it in your face, they're showing it to you, they want you to look at it, and it's not nice. Or if they shove it down your throat, again, they want you to look at it. They're showing it to you again and again. They shove it down your throat. Let's hear some examples.
Send Caldwell down to the National Archives and get some hard evidence that I can shove right in Reynolds' face.
Honey, my nose is so full of white palaces I couldn't smell him if he shoved it in my face.
Little Minnie pinned Big Minnie down and shoved all the baby bones down her throat.
Because they shove it down our throats all the time. Being straight storylines on television, everywhere, in books, on billboards, magazines, everywhere.
So remember the difference. Tug is to pull and shove is to push. And we use them in a lot of different ways. And remember the pronunciation of shove. It ends with O-V-E. And we have 3 pronunciations for words that end with O-V-E. And shove is pronounced with the short sound, like up and cup. Keep watching to learn the other pronunciations of O-V-E at the end of the word, because there are 3 of them. And it's confusing. Keep watching to practice more. Today we're looking at special words that are spelled with O-V-E. You can have 3 pronunciations with O-V-E. Let's look at our first word. Our first word is stove, making the long O sound. O. Stove. Stove. I have an old stove. Do you have a new stove or an old stove? And we see the long O sound with the word over. O. Over. The game is finished. Or, the game is over. Let's practice. Is the game over? Very good. Example, grove. A grove is a farm for trees. If you grow oranges, you have a lot of orange trees. That is a grove. An orange grove. I have never been to an orange grove. Have you ever been to an orange grove? Very good. Another example is cove. Cove. A small beach is a cove, making the long O sound. O. Cove. They're swimming in the cove. Are they swimming in the cove? Very good. Another example, clove. Clove. I don't like the flavor of cloves. I don't like cooking with cloves. Do you like the flavor of cloves? Very good. And we have some verbs in the past, making the O sound. Weave. In the present, weave. She's weaving a rug. In the past, she wove. She wove a rug. And the participle is woven. She has woven many rugs. So the past is wove. She wove a rug. Did she weave a rug? Very good. The verb dive. In the present, dive. In the past, dove. He dove in the water. Let's practice. Did he dive in the water? Very good. And the verb drive. In the past, drove. She drove to the store. Let's practice. Did she drive to the store? Very good. Now we see the word dove in the past. Remember, in the present, dive. In the past, dove. Well, we see the same letters spelling dove. That's right. D-O-V-E spells dove. The white pigeon. The white bird. Dove. So when you see D-O-V-E, it can be dove, the past of dive, and it can be dove, the white bird. It depends on the usage. So remember, the white bird is a dove, making the short sound, relax, the sound is down here, dove, dove. So the white bird is a dove. The dove is a symbol of peace. Another example of the sound, oven. Relaxed sound, oven. Oven. I'm making bread in the oven. Or I can say I'm baking. I'm baking bread in the oven. Another example, cover. 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 I always cover my mouth when I sneeze. Achoo! Do you cover your mouth when you sneeze? Very good. And we hear the short sound with the word love. 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 They love each other very much. Let's practice. Do they love each other? That's right. They love each other. And with the word glove. One glove, two gloves. The sound glove. Gloves. I wear gloves in the winter when it's cold. Do you wear gloves in the winter when it's cold? Very good. Another example, above, below. Above, making this short sound, above. Example, there are many pictures above the couch. Let's practice. Are there many pictures above the couch? That's right. There are many pictures above the couch. And we see the action shove. Shove is a verb. It means to push hard. Push hard is shove. Don't shove me. The boy is shoving the girl. Or in the past, he shoved. He shoved her. He shoved the girl. Shove. Short sound. Shove. Shove. Did he shove the girl? That's right. He shoved the girl. Not nice. And our last example is shovel, making the short sound. Shovel. He has a shovel. He's digging a hole with the shovel. Let's practice. Does he have a shovel? Very good. Is he digging a hole with the shovel? Very good. And our last sound for O-V-E is oo. Example, move. Making the long oo sound. Move. Move. I am buying a new house, so I am going to move. I'm moving to a new house. I don't like to move. Do you like to move? Very good. Another example, prove, making the long oo sound. Prove. Prove is the verb. Proof is the noun. I show you the proof. Verb, I prove it. I can prove it because I have the proof. Prove. I can prove it. I have the evidence. I have the proof. I can prove it. Let's practice. Can you prove it? Very good. Similar word, improve, making the long oo sound. Improve, to get better and better and better. Improve is the verb. Example, do you want to improve your English? That's right. I want to improve my English. Good example. Similar sound, approve. Approve. I say yes. I approve of. Remember connector of. I approve of that. Or I approve of this. Remember of. Approve of. I don't approve of his behavior. He's being bad. Do you approve of his behavior? Very good. Thanks for watching. And if you want to improve your English, click the link below and check out the book that we use with our students, and you can practice your listening, reading, and pronunciation. Thanks for watching. See you next time.